Hello everyone. How's everyone today? Welcome to the Dirt Road Farmer. Today we are going to get these 2 fields of wheat harvested. We are going to make a straw swath. And we'll come through and pick up the straw because we need it for our cows. As some of you may notice, we traded our old harvester for a newer one. This one has a bigger grain bin capacity. A little more powerful, so that's where we're at. But anyway, right now I'm taking off a couple of these headland passes, maybe and I say that maybe we can keep the harvester or keep our AI worker from. I tell you what, let's just go right across because we're going to take this headland pass off too. And we're going to do both fields, so why don't we just take the headland pass off of both fields while we're at it. But anyway, maybe we can keep the AI worker from knocking signs down and running up on the railroad track and all kinds of good stuff. Yeah. All right, well, we're off to a good start. So we're going to end up having quite a bit of straw. But that's okay. That's what we want. And we will put that in our new silo back here that we built by the cow pens. And good times are coming. I don't know if our silage that we put in our silo fermenter, I don't know if it has fermented yet, but we will find out. And whenever it does, then we'll be moving all that silage out of the fermenter over into this silo by the cow pens, and we'll free up our fermenter to put more chaff in. So anyway, I'm going to just get after this headland pass, and I'll see you in a few moments. All right, we've got our worker started, and it looks like he's doing a pretty good job. That big X9 handles that 45-foot draper header pretty good. Oh yeah, that must be Linda in there. Yeah, she's done a lot of work for us. And let me tell you something, she can handle that combine just as well as any guy. She does a real good job for us. All right. Well, we're going to let her continue. The only thing we have to do is keep her emptied out. And as soon as we're done harvesting all this wheat, then we'll get started picking the straw up. So, all right, shouldn't take us too long, and we'll have both of these fields done. All right. Everything is working just like it's supposed to. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? Oh yes. Now, remember me talking to you about the chopped straw mod that I had, that we got? And it works very well. However, if we are going to pick the straw up, then we're not putting the straw on the field. So what that means is we will have to put the first stage of fertilizer on this field. Now, with that being said, we have cows. And I don't know if you've thought about it or not, but our slurry is building up. Slurry is fertilizer. So we will be purchasing a slurry spreader, and we're going to be putting slurry on these fields. We've got to have somewhere to go to it. We either put it on our fields or we take it to the biogas plant and sell it. Well, being we have the cows, then we need to use all of our resources. So we'll be putting slurry on. That'll be our first fertilizer stage. That'll give us 50% fertilizer. And then of course our planter will give us the second. So anyway, we'll just get on with it. All right, we're about to get this one field done, and we will jump right over into the other field whenever we get this one done. We'll get that field harvested, and then we'll start picking up the straw, and we'll get that done. So I told you it wasn't going to take long to get these fields done. It goes pretty quick whenever you have the equipment to do it with. It's great. Now, picking up the straw, we don't have in game, we don't have a very large capacity loading wagon, pickup wagon. Some people call it a pickup wagon, some people call it forage harvester, some people call it a loading wagon. But whatever you want to call it is just fine. Because they all three work, they all three do the same thing. So anyway, we will have to make several trips, but that's okay. I'll tell you what, the modders are really, really working overtime. They are doing a fantastic job. All the Christmas, they call it Christmas presents that they give the players of this game, they were released. Some of them were released the day before Christmas. Some were released Christmas Day, and they're still releasing them. The problem is getting them tested and getting them released through Giants. And they have no control over that. But these guys have really done a fantastic job with FS22 because everything has changed in the way that they do the modding. They've more or less had to learn all over again how to get mods to work on FS22. It's something about the programming or something has changed. It's a lot different than it was on FS19. So you guys give those modders some love. I mean, they're great. Show them that you appreciate them. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and keep harvesting. As soon as we get this pass done, we'll empty the harvester out and we'll get him started in the other field. All right, we are flat getting across this field. Yeah, it won't be long. We'll have both of them completed. And then we start the task of picking up the straw. So we're just going to let this guy keep going, and maybe we'll go pick up our loading wagon while he's getting loaded again. All right, well, our straw pickup has begun, and like I said, this will take the most time, but not near as much time as it would take to pick it, bale it, and then pick up the bales and deal with the bales. Plus, as you know, from watching previous videos, whenever you need straw, you just pull in underneath the silo and load as much as you want, and job done. So we're gonna just go through here, and where we took the headland pass, we'll pick that up first. And as I had said earlier, all of this is going to go into that new multi-fruit silo that we have back here by the animal pens. That way it's right there when we need it. We don't have to go very far to get it. And it's all about things being handy. Just right there within reach. So, all right, let's pick the pickup up, and we'll get around here. And we'll load until we get loaded, and then we'll go to the silo. All right, so much more handier than dealing with bales. All right, well, we're going to go ahead, and I think we're going to pick this one field up completely. Then we have to come in with a mulcher and mulch it. Oh yeah. Yeah, all the extra steps that we have to do. But we'll get it mulched. And then we'll go get our slurry spreader. And we will start spreading slurry. So anyway, whenever I get this field almost done, I'll be back with you. All right, we are about to get this field done with straw, and the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get our mulcher in here. And while that mulcher is running, we'll go and get our slurry spreader. So anyway, we're gaining on it. And we would be farther along if we didn't have the extra steps to go through, but that's the way it is. So anyway, we're gonna take this over. We got what, 98%? Well, that ain't bad. That's almost 300,000 liters off this field. So yeah, we'll take that. Maybe we'll get about the same amount off the other field too. Maybe. But anyway, for the sake of this video, I'm not going to do the other field right now. Because I want to show you the slurry application. And then after the slurry application, then of course we have to cultivate, and then we have to plant, unless we use our planter that we might as well pick these little stragglers up here. Unless we use our planter that cultivates as we go. That'll work too. So anyway, I'm going to pick these stragglers up, and we'll get the mulcher over here, let him start doing his job, and we'll go after the slurry spreader. All right, we've got our guy started on mulching, and it shouldn't take him too awful long to get this done. So I think we will leave it to him and let him do it. And we're going to go after our new slurry spreader. So we'll just let him get on with this field. And whenever he gets done, we'll be able to jump right in there and spread our slurry. All right. Okay. Let's get around here and hook up to the tank. All right, and then we've got to back into this the spreader part of it and hook it on. So let's see if I can get that done. All right, we've got to come in here a little straighter. There we go. Well, and I'm a truck driver. All right, let's get on with it here. They're not making it easy on us, are they? All right, we're finally able to attach it anyway. There we are. That's a pretty tight fit there. All right, well, we'll go back to the cow barn and I'll see you when we get there. All right, I'm not sure how this is going to load. We'll find out. Of course, I'd have to park that milk tanker right there in the way. I may have to, well, we got something colliding there. Yeah, that ain't good. Some type of a bug there. All right, now let's pull up the HUD and find out what we need to do. Looks like all we need to do is just start filling it. All right. And as you can see, we're full. All right. Now what we want to do is pull up our animal menu and find out. I think this was the first one. No. Well, maybe. But anyway, we've got a lot of slurry, as you can tell. So, here's what we can do. Now, it could be it's changed, but in FS19, we could go down here and there we are. We can have them use right out of the cow barn. So where we was with fertilizer, we were having them buy it as they go, the AI workers. Well, now we can have the AI workers, number one, we can either have them use what's in that slurry spreader, or we can have them come over here and use out of this cow barn. So that's what we're going to do, and we'll save that. And when that cow barn gets empty, then we'll move to the next cow barn until we get them all cleaned out. Or until, of course, we get the fields done. So we'll stay down here because I think we'll end up taking a headland pass off down here. So we'll get over here and we'll back in this hole. But we got to wait for our mulcher to get done before we can do anything. So anyway, I'll see you when we get the mulching done and we start to spread slurry. Okay, this guy is flat getting across this field. It won't take him too much longer. And we'll be ready to apply slurry to the field. So this is where your animals start paying off, because the slurry is going to be there. Your animals are going to keep producing slurry. And slurry is fertilizer. So you get where we're going with that. Now you don't have to buy the first application of fertilizer anymore because your animals are producing it. So I don't know how much we'll be producing, if we're going to be able to make use of all of it, because we do have that chopped straw mod. So if we're not going to be saving the straw off of a field, then that straw will be the fertilizer. So anyway, we'll find out, we'll find out how much we're going to be using, and it may be that we'll end up selling some to the biogas plant. So, but anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay. Our guy is on his last pass of mulching. So we're getting closer to putting slurry down. So everything is really going great so far. And if everything goes as well in the next field, that'll be a pretty good day's work. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and finish this up, and then we'll move on to mulching, or putting slurry down. I think in the future, to speed this up a little bit, I'll buy another mulcher and have 2 tractors in the field mulching. These extra steps that we have to take in order to achieve our 100% yield bonus is killing us on labor. So we're going to have to step it up just a little bit. We may have to end up buying another mulcher and put a second tractor on a field. So, but anyway, this guy is done, and we'll take this mulcher over here and park it. And we'll get into our slurry spreader. All right, if we step out here on the field and look, we have 0% fertilizer and it needs rolling. We don't need lime. That's a good thing. So we're going to get up here and we're going to get this slurry spreader unfolded. I hope I'm in the right place. All right. Now let's see if we can get this done. And we are spreading slurry. All right. Now we'll take this headland pass off because I know they'll have a problem turning around with that railroad track there. No doubt. And then we'll go up and take a headland pass at the other end. And then we'll get a worker on this. before we go up there and take the other headland pass off, let's jump out here and see what this slurry did for us. Now we have 50% fertilizer, and that's free, thanks to our cows. That's the first stage of fertilizer. All right, so let's get up here and let's take this headland pass off up here, and then we'll get a worker on this. And see if we can get this field fertilized. All right. All right, let's see if we can't get squared up here a little bit. All right. And we'll start the sprayer. We'll lower it. And we'll take this pass off. Everything is looking real good. And like I say, you know, I call it free fertilizer. Of course, we have to feed our cows, you know, and they're not cheap. So I guess you really couldn't call it free, but we would be feeding our cows anyway, you know. So in that aspect, you can call it free, because we would be feeding them for the milk. So yeah. All right, let's get turned around here and let's get this guy started. And we want to make sure that he gets turned around down here at the other end without getting up on the railroad tracks. But anyway, that is putting slurry on. I know that maybe most of you have already seen this, and this is elementary to you, but for those that have never seen it, I hope that you're getting something out of this. But this is the liquid manure from the cows. And if we wanted the solid manure from the cows, we would have to put in a pit, a manure pit for them. And I would just assume not to deal with it, because we may have more slurry than we know what to do with, because of the chopped straw. So this, I think, is going to be the better deal. We don't have to mess with a manure spreader. We don't have to worry about having too much. It's got to be cleaned out. We got work to do. We've got fields that need to be harvested. And, you know, it's just never ending. So, but it looks like this guy is doing a good job, and he'll get this field fertilized. Now, if he runs out of manure or slurry, if he runs out of slurry in that house that he's pulling it out of, then he'll stop, and then we can assign him to draw it from a different house, from another one. So that's how that works. And hopefully we can keep these 3 houses used down, and we won't have to sell any, because you don't really get that much out of it. So anyway, if you've liked this content, please give me a thumbs up. I'd sure appreciate it. And please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified whenever I post new content. It doesn't cost you anything. But until tomorrow, this is the Dirt Road Farmer. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you can use some of this content on your farm. If you'd like to share this video with somebody, please do. But until tomorrow, we'll see you later. And as always, thank you for watching.